What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we will be doing some wing work. So we're gonna sand, prep, and potentially paint some of the wing pieces. Not the actual wing itself, because I still have to do some research about how to do it. So big shout out to my boy Jake for helping me with instructions on how to fix that. So let's get going on that. So we're gonna start by first wet sanding according to my boy Jake with 600, 400, 600, 800, all the pieces, all these that I thought they were not carbon fiber and I thought they were plastic, but instead they are actually glass, fiberglass. So let's get going on that to begin with. So thankfully it's raining, so I don't have to spray it and it's gonna help out. So let's get going. Alright, so we have finally finished sanding. So this was a 2-layer sanding. I thought I was getting a little too far, that's why I stopped there. So I went with 600 and 800 grit, and it looks like this. Now we're gonna let it dry, and then we're going to do, per Jake, some adhesive promoter, then sand it again, then we're gonna do some primer, then sand it again, then actually I might be wrong, I gotta double check my notes, but I think it's the right sequence is adhesive promoter, primer, and then paint. So let's go. And so we are back. Today's another day, and as I mentioned prior to this, they did not do the holes for the carbon fiber. Let me rephrase that. For the fiberglass, I guess you can say legs that go attached to the trunk. So today we're going to be drilling those holes, and we're going to hopefully doing some adhesive, adhesive promoter and some primer. And maybe we'll pull, we'll be able to finish up and paint it. I don't know, it's a little hot, not that hot, so let's get going on this. I'm gonna go ahead and put a mask on. Okay. I'm gonna do this to all of yours. So I had not shown this, but so what I did is I made a template out of tape, and I basically laid it over every piece, and I just did like a pre-drill, like marking the spot, and that's how I'm drilling all of them. Alright, so here we have every piece already coated with one coat of adhesive promoter, which was recommended by my boy Jake. And so we're going to wait until it dries, and once it dries, we're gonna be hitting it with primer, which I have right over here. We're gonna hit it with some primer, self-etching primer, and once that dries, we're going to hit it with some Max 2K top coat black high gloss. And this should be it for these pieces. This should be probably, I don't know, I guess they'll take 15 to 20 minutes to dry. Maybe 20, because it's not such a hot place here and I don't have a hanger to put it outside. But it should be interesting. So I see some imperfections on the pieces, but then again, this is a free wing. This is not supposed to be a top-notch carbon fiber wing anymore. It's supposed to be a DIY where I basically test and I find out what the limits are and how perfect my technique on painting, because there'll be more in the future if I want to continue to do this. But so far so good. I sanded it, it looks great. I think I already drilled the holes that are gonna line up pretty well, so I'm super excited to continue to paint that. And I still don't know if the wing is going to be re-cleared or just throw it in there like that on the car, just ceramic coat it. Don't know yet, but I guess you'll have to stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see what I do with it. But so let's get going. We're gonna wait 15 minutes and then we're gonna give it a second coat. Let's go. Alright, so this is what it looks like after primer. All the pieces now, they've been primered. They look okay. I just don't like that the pieces are not smooth, which they should have been. But I'm hoping that after I do the clear coat, they will be better. But so, what was this? It dried pretty quickly. So let's wait another, I don't know, I want to be safe, so let's wait another 10 minutes or maybe 20, and then I'll do the clear coat today probably, which I'm hoping that it's gonna work out. Let's go. And so here we are back. This is another day because yesterday I had to take care of my children, therefore I couldn't do any more work. But today it's the afternoon, not so hot, not so cold, and today we're going to be sanding after primer and hopefully doing the clear coat. Let's go. now that we have basically sanded the primer, I'm gonna heat dry them because I kind of want to paint them today, and I don't want to let them dry overnight because I want this to be done. So I'm gonna use heat gun, and I'm just gonna slightly heat them to dry. And this is just basically to take away the slight humidity on it, so there's no real water when I throw the clear coat with black on it. Alright, that is done. Time to break out the clear coat and start clear coating things. And while that happens, I also wanted to share that I got this from Amazon because my fingers hurt a lot when I was doing the primer, so I decided to go with something easier. Let's see how that works. Alright, let's get going on doing this 2K. I have never done this before, but I heard that is really good. Let's give it a try. Alright, let's get going on this. Let's see how that goes. So here we have it, fully first coat, still wet, starting to look glossy. There's not much light here, but maybe I should just get my phone, and then you guys can see that a little better. Looks really good, but it definitely will need more coats. I think that I will let it dry for 10 to 15 minutes, and I will get a second coat on it. So let you guys know on the second coat. Probably won't record the same, but I'll let you guys know with the video how it came out. And so for those of you that were wondering what happened to this, it was not worth it. I tried to put it on, and as you can see here, I'm gonna show you guys how much of a disappointment it was. When you try to put it into the capsule, it just comes off. Oh, I didn't get that in camera. So when you put it in here, it just comes off. Perhaps this plastic can come off, but I'm not even gonna bother. But this is supposed to be basically able to grab onto it without any issues and stay there, but I'm not gonna risk it to it falling. So there goes that. I was not able to use it. Thanks a lot. Rust-Oleum, whatever, didn't work. Alright guys, I gotta take a deep breath for this one, but so since I am a DIYer and I'd like to share everything throughout the process because I don't know, like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't know how this works. I'm learning as I go, and I'm being guided by a friend who is very much knowledgeable. I thought that, so first of all, this can, if you have worked with this can, you know that you have to pop the inner can for it to work. And so originally I thought it would pop, but it didn't pop. But then I was like, no, maybe it doesn't have to pop, maybe you just have to work with it, and that's it. So I started spraying it, and yeah, it looked weird because it almost looked like grayish, but whatever, I continued. But I did message my friend Jake, which, by the way, thank you for your guidance. And so he said that it has to either pop or show that it goes all the way in. So what I ended up doing was I ended up pressing it harder to see if it did press it indeed, and indeed it did not do so. So now this can was half used, and the ratio, according to Jake, the ratio of drying is not gonna work, and I don't want to take a chance. But he also mentioned that it's not gonna dry. So it's 8 p.m. The hardware store is probably closed by now, and I don't really want to go to Home Depot half an hour. I should have had some thinner, but I don't. Therefore, I'm gonna have to let it dry and see if it dries, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to start over again. So that's that. You live and you learn, right? So this is for all of you guys trying to DIY it. I'm not gonna hide the truth. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I made a mistake. I did not press this can as I was supposed to, and I thought I did, and I didn't. Therefore, this is not gonna work out anymore. I gotta get another can because I gotta do 2 coats, which probably I'll end up going to the hardware store anyways to get a second can and get some thinner if it doesn't dry. If it dries for some miraculous reason, I'll just pop the second can that I have, which is for the second coat, and just coat it on top of it and pray that it will work out. Then again, this is a free wing, so who cares? I'm just testing and DIYing, I guess, and making sure that I did it right. So I feel stupid. I do. I'm sure you guys can tell that my face is like sweaty because I feel dumb that I didn't do it right. But you know what? It is what it is. It's my car. It's my wing. I own it. I did it. So let's see. Tomorrow morning, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to check and see if it dried, and if it didn't, then so be it. I'll resand it. I'll spray it. I don't think I need primer. I think I'll just sand the paint away, and if it is wet, then I'll just clean it with thinner and start over. But so this is the update. It did not go as planned, therefore I gotta wait a little longer and try it again. So oh well, let's go. All right, so I'm back. So I've decided to take a chance and just run it as it is. So I mean, if I already wasted half a can and I may have to start over, then what's stopping me from trying? What if it hardens? So I did give it a try, and I tried to touch a little bit. It was dry. It was actually dry to the touch, which made me believe that maybe I did press it, maybe I didn't, maybe it still works without pressing. Don't know, maybe the activator is just dry fast. Don't know how this works, but so what I ended up doing was I ran it, I gave it another coat, I finished the can, and we'll see tomorrow. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll sand it back and do another coat. But this is so far what it looks like. I'm pretty content with it, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, we'll see tomorrow. All right, let's go. All right, so today's another day, and we're back. We're trying to finish up the job, and so it dried. It looks great, but there's a couple things that I don't like. So as you can see here, there's some shiny spots and some not so shiny spots. So I'm gonna have to sand a little bit and just add another coat. I decided that it looks good enough for me to just continue, so I'm just gonna give it a light sand, wet sand again, and I'm gonna crack open the second can and just do another coat. Let's go. All right, and we are back to finish the job. I sanded them lightly, and there's a little bit of shine still, not so much, but then I'm going to give it another coat. Actually 2 coats, because I believe this can comes with 2 coats. So let's do it right this time. 2-minute shake. I don't want to mess it up this time around. I mean, it still came out okay. I mean, still painted it, but I want to be able to do it right this time. Alright, let's do this. Let's do it right this time. And even pressed it, so now I'm spilling. It's okay. Protection first. Okay, so let's clean it up. Okay. I think this should be good enough. Let's go. And so here we go. This is what it looks like. Don't forget, don't pay attention to this part. This is the back, but this is the front. This is, again, this is the back, this is the front. And here we have this one, which is both sides are shiny. That looks amazing. I actually like that. Do I have to? I'm still wondering if I have to. I probably have to do like the whole orange peel, sanding, and then compound and polish. I don't have a tool, but I'll see how I can do it. Or maybe I should just put it like that, just ceramic coat it, and that's it. I don't know. We'll see. And so yes, just like that, I was able to finish it up, and I was super excited to just assemble everything. I completely skipped the whole polishing, compound, orange peel, because I just thought it was great. And again, I'm just DIYing it, and I just love how it came out. I mean, the wing, I decided not to do anything with it, just put it as it was and write with it, and eventually whenever it bothers me, maybe just disassemble it and just send it to be coated. For the time being, it's just gonna do well, and I'm assembling it and finally test fitting it. But guess what, you're gonna have to wait for the next episode because I'm done. It's a long process coming, and I want to make sure that I cover every single thing that I did that mattered. So therefore, I'm gonna assemble it here, mock it. I will have to drill some holes, and also remove some panels from the VRZ. And thankfully, if you're watching this up to this time, I am not leaking. Everything is fine. Nothing is going into the trunk. Gave me some issues, but it is finally on the car. So if you follow my social media, you saw already the pictures of how it looks. I love this wing, even though it was free, even though it's from China, even though it was really bad. I still love how it looks. But yeah, so thank you so much for making it up to here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, leave a comment if you feel that I did something wrong, or if you feel that I did something different. But yeah, man, I gotta fix that SDI. It was such a pain just to see the paint that was damaged with the overspray. Man, what am I gonna do? Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.